Fair play is the cornerstone of any sport. You must win fairly, you must lose fairly, and if you are on the sidelines, you must officiate fairly. But maybe not at the Asian Games. Their officials are being accused of cheating, of deliberately targeting Indian athletes, and it's been happening for days now. Even Neeraj Chopra talked about it. His first throw in the javelin final was wiped off. Reason? Some technical glitch. We told you about it yesterday. Now it looks like the Indian team has had enough. They've decided to file an official complaint. Listen to Anju Bobby George. She's the Vice President of the Athletics Federation of India, and she says it's all pre-planned.
So this was a continuous thing. It was not just happened with one athlete. It was with many athletes. This is Asian Games. This is not a small competition. And all the officials actually, it is pre-planned, I guess. Definitely during the competition, right away we protested. And now we are planning to take it up to the World Athletic Body.
In a previous statement, she went a step ahead. Anju Bobby George accused Chinese officials of cheating, of trying to disturb Indian athletes. What made her say this? A number of events from the last couple of days. Let me recount them for you. First was Sunday's women's 100 meters hurdles. India's Jyothi Yarraji won silver, but not before some major drama. At the start of the race, two sprinters were disqualified, Jyothi and a Chinese competitor. They were flagged for a false start, but Jyothi stood her ground. She was adamant that she had stayed behind the line. In the end, the officials reached a compromise. They said, finish the race and we will review later. Jyothi ended up finishing third, and the review showed that she did not have a false start. Only the Chinese sprinter did. So Jyothi's medal was upgraded to silver. Can you imagine the pressure in those moments? To be wrongly disqualified for a false start. It can be the difference between winning and losing. Something similar happened in the javelin throw finals. Two Indians were part of it, Neeraj Chopra and Kishore Jena. Both of them ran into poor officiating. Neeraj's first throw was a massive one, but the officials could not measure it. So the distance was wiped out. He threw again, but this wasn't as impressive. Next up was Kishore Jena. During his second attempt, he took a tumble after throwing the javelin. He kept his composure though. He fell within the foul line. But the officials cancelled his attempt. That's when Neeraj and Jena walked up to the officials and they protested the decision. After a long argument, the foul was cancelled. The replay showed that Jena had landed within the foul line. So what's the deal here? Why is all of this happening to Indian athletes? Even Neeraj Chopra thinks something is fishy. Listen to his statements, and I'm quoting, "It's the first time something like this has happened to me in a competition. It happened with Jyothi, me and Jena. Something is wrong, but we have got the results and shown them how hard we worked and won medals." Now, to be clear, Neeraj Chopra never does this. He turns up, he throws, he wins. He never questions the officials or the organizers. So for him to speak out is huge. And now the Indian officials have taken note. They're planning to lodge an official protest. The president of the Athletics Federation of India has promised to get to the bottom of this. He says the Chinese, and I'm quoting him, were either stupid or mischievous.
Well, nobody knows what happens in China. Either they are pure stupid or an inefficient, or they are up to mischief. The Athletic Federation will do what it has to do. The Athletic Federation, there are certain protocols which we will follow and take it to its logical conclusion.
I'll tell you why this is strange. Because technology is far more advanced now. In the past, officiating mistakes could be forgiven. You didn't have slow motion cameras or line technology or any of these fancy gadgets. But this is 2023. Technology was supposed to make officiating easy and accurate, and most importantly, neutral. How then did this happen? On social media, the verdict is clear. Chinese officials are trying to sabotage Indian athletes. That's what Anju Bobby George said as well. But how can we know for sure? Well, there are protocols in place. Once the official complaint is filed, we'll have more clarity on what really happened. I will say this though, this is certainly not beyond China. They politicized this Asian Games from day one. In fact, before day one. 3 Indian athletes were denied entry by China. They belonged to Arunachal Pradesh, so Beijing said no entry. Back then, India lodged a diplomatic protest, and now Indian athletes are suffering. These actions are beyond petty. India is having its best ever Asian Games in Hangzhou. India has won 86 medals so far. China is at number 1 with more than 320 medals. So it's not like their position is under threat. Yet these allegations have emerged, and we don't know what will happen after the protest and the investigation, but we can say this. This Asian Games has soured relations further, from the visa row to the cheating allegations. This is not what you expect from a host, and that to a neighboring host. We have 3 more days left in the Games. Let's see if the officiating standards pick up now.